students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, listeners and learners. I heartily, cordially welcome this year. Happy New Year to all of you. The most honorable President Narendra Modi ji, respected ministers and doctors, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, reverend fathers and mothers, affectionate sons and daughters, you are listening. I, Dr. Rakesh from USA, heartily, cordially, and spiritually, sadhuvat, namaskar, on this first day of 23. Dear friends, those who are listening and watching, it is really remarkable day today, outstanding, amazing in the history that 22nd or 22 years after 20th century we have spent, and now we have entered into the 23rd year. It is really a recordable historical day for the starters, beginners and initiators of the different missions. In the field of agriculture, industry, communication, transportation, post offices, railways, roads, numberless achievements our India has achieved up to the year 22. 14 important achievements our India has got in the presence of our President Narendra Modi ji. Numberless initiatives are being taken day by day, month by month. Undoubtedly, we celebrate every day as the day of festivals. But behind them, there is a knowledgeable, informative, instructive and directive history behind them that teaches us to do something finer, nicer and better for our nation and society. It should be our aim to live for the nation. Numberless personalities, great men, social reformers, messengers, freedom fighters, free thinkers came on this spice land. And this land has created numberless varieties. Thereby we are known in the world as unity in diversity. This is the spiritual blessing, grace that we are enjoying, the freedom for which our freedom fighters devoted themselves, surrendered themselves blindly in worshipping of our holy motherland. What lesson they taught us, we must take a great lesson from them, and if we truly, heartily and really, even spiritually, gets the blessing of our such spiritual fathers, then definitely our India can be free from all kind of anxieties, disgusts, disappointments, and frustrations. Holy saints, those who started thinking for others in 14th and 15th and 16th century, we read in the history, it is rightly said that history provides us wisdom, gives us fundamentals and basics to do something creative and imaginative. Today we have involved, we have entered into 2023. It is really the grace of our forefathers and foretellers, forecasters, even our all rulers, those who are presently carrying our nation patriotistically and nationalistically. Dear friends, what is the duty of this human birth? We have come on this earth for the special duties, and it is rightly said in our all holy scriptures, duty is beauty, beauty is duty. Beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. It is rightly said in our all our holy scriptures by our holy saints, those who came on this land, that is being applied and implemented by our present Prime Minister Modi ji, who is providing his maximum time in serving the nation and society. It is not only the responsibility of our rulers, not only the political rulers, but everyone is responsible for it. A man, a citizen of this world, who is spending his time without the words of God, then he cannot achieve salvation and emancipation. It is written in all our holy scriptures of this holy land. Basically and fundamentally, nature is our God. It is said in all our holy religions. And our pastors, forefathers, saints, those who are making, creating a great history to provide a peaceful nation of the world, that was imagined by our Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, the truth and non-violence. These were the two principles of that personalities for advancing our nation that are required. If really we are dedicated and devoted to our holy motherland, then we must follow the principle of the truth and non-violence. Non-violence is the base of all holy religions. Mahatma Gandhi, who born in 1869, Swami Vivekananda, who also born in 1869, but they both worked for this Indian motherland, Indian holy motherland. Swami Vivekananda devoted his whole life for others. A great lesson we take from them. Their remaining works are to be fulfilled by our youngsters. Dear friends, we read in the history, 19th and 20th century period was the period of revolution in industrialization. What happened? The peak and in the height of materialism, there was the war in the nation, among the nation. 14 to 18, First World War, Second World War, 38 to 45, and now Russia and Ukraine, they have involved themselves in inhuman and dehumanization activities. Are these the lessons of our humanity? Are these the examples of our forefathers? Do we interfere in the nature? Is the nature anybody's national heritage? Of course not. So humanity is our religion, humanity is our caste. It is well known all over the world, and it is written in the holy scripture of the Holy Bible that our human body is a temple of God, heart is the seat of God. Humanity is our religion, humanity is our caste. These teachings are commonly accepted in all the holy religions of our holy land. Any vices, evils, if we have in our society, economy, politics, that is due to the inhumanity. If we will understand what is the true definition of humanity, then definitely our society and nation will emerge one day. In all the sectors of our economy, our India has become the fifth leveled economy in the world, sixth level. It is growing, and India has become one of the greatest manufacturer of aircrafts, aeronautics, by producing Vikrant in Navy. President Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has efforted well for such achievements that are purely nationalistic, patriotistic, by providing the name Kartavya Path. Numberless initiatives our Prime Minister taken. He has taken form for respecting and welcoming our past or spiritual values of this nation. Every person is responsible for it. Our daily routine, in our everyday time, if we worship the nature in the form of the sun in the daytime, at the night time the moon, with the changes of the session, season, weather, we learn that time is not equal always. Our stream of consciousness tells us that when the time is equal, place is different. Place is equal, time is different. We learn a lot of things from it. If we are physically and mentally present, 100% present in the nature, with the nature, then this nature teaches us, makes us multidimensional, multi-sided and multifaceted. How a man can grow, how a man can go ahead, how humanity can grow in the world. This is the great message of all our holy religions. India is not only the user and consumer of the services and goods, but it is the exporter, explorer of the things. Every country today is expecting from India that India will lead the different nations by coming up from the selfishness. No doubt, There is no land in the world like in India, like an India. Indian land is the supreme example, bottom to top, root to fruit, first to last, everything in India it has. But it has the need of purity of soul. How our soul can become pure if we do not repeat the holy words of the Lord our God, if we do not pay our time, if we do not pay our attention attentively, spiritually, for our soul power, spiritual power, how our citizen can get the success in their life? Then there will be fear, there will be no pity. So it is rightly said in our all historians, novelists, dramatists, geographers, mathematicians, India has created numberless, uncounted such personalities. Those we read in all the holy scriptures, in our educational sector, and through the brain, now they are working at the world level from America, Australia, Canada, from the different nations they are representing our Indian culture. Nationality and patriotistic ideas, these are the important things for them and they are obeying it heartily, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, every way they are working. So there are many achievements our India has brought at the world level platform by modernization and westernization. Every technique, skill, manner, style that we are learning today, it is the great contribution of our holy motherland, because this is the message of oneness, equality, brotherhood, humanity, compassion, sympathy that fills us with the spiritual energy and power. At any rate, we should not avoid such circumstances which godly gifted to us. Dear friends, our holy motherland is the unique land in the world. No doubt, it is matchless, incomparable. Among them, what is the level achievements particularly we have provided to the world? It is equally accountable. So, dear friends, if we read the history of our forefathers, foretellers, forecasters, freedom fighters, messengers, then definitely we can bring purity and we can become friendly and fearless, which is written in all our holy scriptures of this holy land. Imagination and creativity is the best technology of the advancement. If we imagine, if we create, then we are the originator, generator, operator, and developer of the different achievements in science and technology. As our India has become the fast user of mobile technology with launching of 5G, dear friends, behind them there are our spiritual values, ancient values we have, and we are not to avoid them. Every technology that we are, it has merits and demerits behind them, advancements, advancements behind them, advantage and disadvantage behind them. We are to adopt the righteous path, meritorious path that can make us healthy, wealthy, that can regenerate the energy in our youngsters, our freedom fighters, unsung, unread, unspoken. When we read our holy scriptures, we find that they sacrificed themselves without any self interest. When we read Guru Gobind Singh Jayanti, celebrated by the Sikhs, the birthday of their 10th and last human Guru, this day witnesses large processions and special prayer gathering at all Gurudwaras. What is the background history of this Jayanti? It is well known all over the world. Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Sikh Guru, was born at Patna Sahib on December 22, 1666. Generally, his birthday generally falls in December or January, or sometimes twice within a year, as it is calculated according to Hindu Bikarmi calendar, which is based on the lunar calendar. According to the Nanak Shahi calendar, the birthday of Guru Gobind Singh falls on January 5. An overview of Guru Gobind Singh's life. Guru Gobind Singh, 1666 to 1708 CE, lived during an extremely dangerous time. His father, Guru Tegh Bahadur, sacrificed his life to protect the freedom of worship by Hindus who were being threatened with conversion by Muslim rulers. Abduction of women and pillage of goods were rampant, but the people were too timid to resist in the midst of this political situation. Guru Gobind Singh gained great stature as both a saint and a leader with spiritual principles and intense devotion to God, and at the same time fearless dedication to protection of people from oppression and injustice through the practice of Kshera Dharma. In 1699, he dramatically initiated 5 men as his 5 beloved with great courage as well as nearness to God. They became models for the Sikh fraternity, naming it Khalsa, meaning pure, which Guru Gobind Singh created to stand on the front line against injustice, held to a very strict moral and spiritual discipline, and under Guru Gobind Singh's inspiration, helped to turn the tide against Mughal oppression in India. In addition to his spiritual and military leadership, Guru Gobind Singh wrote on spiritual issues, which infused a martial spirit in the people. This included the Jap Sahib, but he did not include them in the Sikh scripture. The Guru Granth Sahib, but made a separate volume called the Dasham Granth. Before his passing away, he instructed that the Guru Granth Sahib be regarded their teacher. Granth literally means volume, especially a holy volume of reverence used for anything sacred. The Guru Granth Sahib is the perpetual Guru of the Sikhs today. So, dear friends, numberless, uncounted, unread, unspoken, unheard personalities, social reformers, freedom fighters, messengers came on this land. But these are some of the unique freedom fighters, those who spent their whole time for the humanity. They dedicated themselves and devoted their physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, personal, professional, every kind of devotion for the worldly people, for the humanity, for the religion. The best reason there was to escape the nation from injustices and exploitation. India was under such exploitation and injustice which was unbearable, atrocities that were unbearable for every man. So we bow our head uncounted times, numberlessly we count them for their blessing and for their pious grace to this holy motherland of India. So what lesson we are to take from them? That is the patience, tolerance, humanity, and we are to spend our maximum time for others selflessly. If we are the true follower, devotee, dedicated person of our all holy religions, then at one place you will find that Swami Vivekananda says that success means not any platform and success is not any station that can be our achievement. But success means unrelenting, untiring, and relentlessly we are to go on our path to achieve something better, nicer, and finer without expecting, without having any hope. If we work for others, then that Almighty, Omniscient, Omnipotent, Omnipresent, Almighty Lord or God, who He is, who He was, and who He will, that is written in our all holy scriptures, in past, present, and future. He remains with us, He was with us, and He will be with us. He never leaves us alone. He always bestows His fruitful results to this human birth, human land. We are to be the ray of that blessing. We are to be that wave of that blessing. The blessing or bestowing on us over all over the world, every time, in every. So, dear friends, our scholars, those who are studying in USA, those who are studying and doing research in the USA, the America, in the different universities, England, Canada, Australia, all the European countries, all over the world, our youngsters are studying and doing research, doing something better, nicer, finer. Their aim is to bring name, fame for our nation and society. It is their exclusive aim for which they are working. We should never forget our past, our history, because history of every country or recordings, downloadings, even our savings, imitations. These provide us the methods to learn, but we are to be creative as much as we can. We are to be imaginative for showing and playing our personal role in our life. Everyone has come in this world for playing his personal roles. History is the evidence of all these things, and we read the holy scriptures of this holy land. Our present Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji efforted well to make our nation stronger than before, stronger than 2022. These days are the days, or this day is the day of initiation of the sacrifice for humanity. Swami Vivekananda, who is known as the icon of our youngsters, who does not know about him? Swami Vivekananda, who born in 1863 and died in 1902. After completing his worldly journey, he went from here in 1902. An exponent of Vedantic philosophy, was an eminent religious and social reformer. In 1881, he met Ramakrishna Paramahans, who helped him clear his doubts regarding the existence of God. In 1893, he attended and addressed the Chicago Conference of World Religions, where he mesmerized the Americans with his speech and knowledge of philosophy, history, and sociology. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who wrote his book Discovery of India, by saying that our present lies in the past, and there were some lines from the Indian history and philosophy. On that basis, he calculated some lines of the Robert Frost. He wrote these lines on his table at front. What were that lines? The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises miles to go before I sleep. His preachings, Swami Vivekananda's preaching, sought to promote peace and human brotherhood. He often presented his thoughts and ideas in soul-stirring poems. Dear friends, as Swami Vivekananda was the greatest philosopher, social reformer, icon of our youngsters, what did he write? That is outstanding and amazing. How has he appreciated? Return to the Vedas, return to your childhood, return to your past. That things can give you energy and make you aware about this holy Indian religion, Hindu mythology. The poem was written, Kali the Mother, was written in 1898 when he was staying on a houseboat on Dal Lake in Srinagar in Kashmir. In this poem, the poet invokes and invites goddess Kali, whom the poet equates with terror. The poet calls the goddess an old times destroyer. The opening lines describes the uproar in nature which corresponds with the mood of goddess Kali. Vivekananda visualizes Kali as the dark goddess of terror. She has the awesome power of destruction with every step of her frenzied but joyful dance. The poet visualizes her dance at night, the dance of death, in pitch black darkness, a night with all the stars broke as goddess Kali performs her terrifying dance. One hears the waves of the sea as if rising like a fearless tsunami to reach the cloudless and blackened sky. As Kali dances with joy in her frenzied dance of terror, one can hear the awful and terrifying cries of the thousands of tortured souls and other forms of evil who had caused horrible and unspeakable acts on earth, spreading death, dreadful sickness and sorrow. They now know the fury of Mother Kali, the goddess of terror. As she dances, nothing can block her path. She is compared to time, the destroyer of demons and evildoers. The poet entreats the goddess to appear before him. So, dear friends, we are to take the lesson constitutionally, as our Indian constitution claims that there should not be any discrimination on the basis of any caste, color, creed, language, and all that, but everyone should be accepted and treated equally on the basis of humanity. So it is the common concept of all the holy religions, holy constitutions of the holy nations of this world. Dear friends, what does Swami Vivekananda explain throughout his theory of the Vedas? He says in 1893 to the worldly people, my brothers and sisters of the America, these were the two words, common words, but these common words have the uncommon meaning behind them that was explained and expressed by Swami Vivekananda for the worldly people. What does Swami Vivekananda say about this human body? He says this human body is just like the cloth that we have worn, that we have put on our body, and we feel the existence of Lord in air, fire, soil, sky and water. Even he addressed to the worldly people, Vasudev Kutumbakam, our Indian, every common man, layman, gentleman, know this great message of nature. So the depth of the Indian Hindu mythology is as heightened as the depth of the oceans. Height of the sky and depth of the oceans cannot measure the height and depth of our holy religions of this holy land. Dear friends, but our Indian scholars have the great thought, their lofty ideas, their peak ideas say that they have unread, uncounted, numberless ideas and thoughts in their mind. And in medical science, doctors know that our heart beats 72 times and our mind generates 216 ideas in 1 minute as per the observation and examination of the medical science. But according to the thoughts of the politician, it is uncounted. And the word of God who came first on this land in the form of incarnation, who can measure? So we cannot measure. That's why Saint Tulsidas ji has written in his words that जो कोई कहे मैं संत को चीना, तुलसी हाथ कान को दीना. दया धर्म का मूल है और मूल अभिमान, तुलसी दया न छोड़िए जब लग घट में प्राण. Our all scriptures of the Holy Land tell us a great lessons through which we learn that humility makes us victor. Humanity and humility makes us victor. Arrogant loses all. Whosoever. What is written further? The ancient glorious tradition are to teach and learn. Disobedience, offense, ill words, hit the tables turn. Lies, jealousy and ego, whosoever feeds, time and again he dies, in spirit as well in deeds. Those who commit sincerely, patriotism and prayer, attain spiritual peace, divine glimpse, the social status whatever there. Elevate the grace of land to which you really belong. Indelible would be thy fame, it is kept up along. Dear friends, God has gifted every breath, every moment of this life to enjoy, to recreate, to regenerate and reoperate for the humanity. So we should always be ready to spend our time for the humanity selflessly. It means not that God will not repay to us, but we are not to think and we are don't have any anxiety for that, because He is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, and He Himself is the producer, protector, creator, generator and operator of this holy motherland of India. Dear friends, once again I thank, welcome of your listeners, all my subscribers, those who are listening with their 100% presence and of mind. They must try to spread the message throughout the world by their social media, Facebook, Instagram. It is very convenient for them and they can generate the message of Indian motherland, the message of truth from science to spirituality, language to literature. We can provide in the different universities, colleges and schools. In the foreign universities, Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, Edinburgh, Pennsylvania, those who are listening, they know what is the truth of this human life, what is the truth of the nature, what is the truth of all our holy scriptures of our holy land. So India is itself is the in the form of unity in diversity. We should never forget our present Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji also advocated, appealed and gave this message to the worldly generations, to the futuristic generation on this spice day, auspicious day, in the starting of the 23rd year. We are to take an oath and we are to be determined to do something better, nicer, finer for our nation, to be the true patriotistic and nationalistic person of this society and nation. Then it will be very common and general to regenerate, recreate and reoperate the pastoral image of our nation in the world. Dhanyavad. Thank you, dear friends, dear brothers. May God bless all of you. Wonderful glimpses of this year. Thank you, thank you, thank you.